In Psalms chapter 127, he says, unless the Lord builds the house, the people labor in vain who build it. So unless the Lord builds the church, the people labor in vain who build it. How many know we're not laboring in vain here? I don't want to be here in vain. We're letting God build this house. It's God's house. It's not my house. Come on, it's God's house. And God is building the church. Something profound that Brother Gary said a couple of weeks ago in CHQ downstairs. He said something about Paul. Paul said, I planted, Apollos watered, but God gives the increase. So think about it like this. Pastor Tim planted. I'm coming in. I'm just sprinkling the flowers, and God is going to give the increase. Amen. And so one plants, one waters, but God is the one who ultimately increases this thing. It's not about one person. The only person it's about is about Jesus. Amen. Go over to Colossians chapter 1. We're going to lay a foundation here this morning for the church. Colossians chapter 1, and we're going to start here in verse 16. Colossians chapter 1 and verse 16. It says, for by him all things were created, that are in heaven and that are on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created through him and for him, and he is before all things, and in him all things consist. And he, this is talking about Jesus, is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from among the dead, so that he may have, that in all things he may have preeminence. Jesus is the head. Jesus is the head of this church. I'm not the head of this church. I'll give you something good today. I'm not the head, and it really takes the pressure off of us. But a lot of believers, they're looking for, well, this one person. If we just get this one person, everything's going to work. No, it's not about this person. It's about the person of Jesus Christ, and Jesus being the head, being the pinnacle, being the preeminent one. He's first place in all things. Jesus is the head. In the Amplified Bible, I like to use that sometimes. Some people call it the Women's Bible because it has more words. I just like to say it's amplified. Amen. But the Amplified Bible says, he also, in verse 18, is the head of his body, the church, seeing that he is the beginning, the firstborn from among the dead, so that he alone in everything and in every respect might occupy the chief place and stand first and be preeminent. So again, I submit to you this, I'm not the head of this thing. Jesus is the head of this thing. Jesus is the head of the church. What a relief to take the pressure off of us, take the pressure off of Pastor Justin, take the pressure off of Prodigy, take the pressure off the council. Come on, take the pressure off of all of us and say, Jesus is the head of this church. Because if he isn't, somebody's going to step up and say, well, I'm the head. Everybody follow me? I mean, we follow, I want you to follow us as we follow Christ. If we're not following Christ, quit following us. That's the way it should be with anybody. If they stop following Jesus, they stop following the word, you need to stop following them because they're going to lead you off into a place of deception.
We've been hearing so many stories of life change on how our videos are impacting people's lives, and now it's time to hear yours. Please share your story with us by emailing amen@lovecitychurch.tv. Also, please consider supporting our ministry financially by visiting lovecitychurch.tv and selecting the giving option that works best for you. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.